play is in. The Blitz with Jason Minix and Sports Insiders. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 94.5 FM.
It is the Blitz here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 94.5 FM. I'm Jason Minix. We're live out at Slacker Sports and Arcade Bar, the Nacogdoches location. As Rock the Mic 2021 continues. Come by, see us. We're giving away Cowboys-Falcons tickets at 7 o'clock. So come by and get registered for those. As we do every Thursday, we visit with Eric Morris, head football coach of the UIW Cardinals, joining us now. And, Coach, boy, you got a big game coming up on Saturday.
It's a big one, yeah, right? Because it's the next one. Should I do coach talk and just say because it's the next game? Or you want me to go into it more than that?
No, I mean, I understand coach speak, but no, I mean, you guys are ranked in the top 25. You guys have been ranked pretty much all season, and you're playing another team that's also ranked in the top 25. So, I mean, 2 o'clock kickoff at Benson Stadium. I mean, this is a big game. Yeah, sure, it's the next one, but this is a big one.
Yeah. I think whoever wins this is on the right track to get an automatic bid into the playoffs and win the conference this year. So, big challenge for us. Coach Selfo, who spent some time here at UTSA, who I think really highly of, has those boys playing really well. And really, the story of two great quarterbacks. One's a freshman, one's a six-year senior. And so it'll be a lot of fun to come out and watch those two guys duel it out.
A freshman and a six-year senior. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And, and he's played a lot more football than our guy up to this point. But I promise you, I wouldn't trade our quarterback for anybody in the nation right now. And that's at any level. So like where Cameron Ward is right now and how he's growing.
When you look at where your program is, and obviously, to win the Southland, you guys need this one. They're undefeated, right, in Southland play?
Correct.
So you got to win this one if you want to achieve your goals. This is it's kind of like a playoff game, isn't it? Do you treat it that way?
Yeah, no doubt. And and we built this mantra up all off season of finish, and so this is where that maturation process happens as a football team, I think. And for us, and we talked about it with the kids this week. I think they know what's at stake. They're smart enough to realize that. But there's very few teams once you get to November that really can go on a run during November to go on a championship run and kind of trying to finish it off. And so we put ourselves in that position right now. And you do want to not look behind or ahead at anything. But I think when the number 6 team in the nation's coming to your house this Saturday, it's going to be pretty hard to look ahead.
2 o'clock at Benton Stadium, and we're going to give away tickets to that in the Cardinal Club coming up in a couple of minutes as we continue to visit with Eric Morris, head football coach at UIW. It's also Senior Day, so you're going to honor all your seniors. And with that extra year eligibility, I imagine the framing budget had to get increased quite a bit this year.
Yeah, no doubt. The presents went up, and it's going to be crazy. A bunch of these guys that have been around our program for a long time and been able to come back be super seniors this year. So it's bittersweet. Really where we're going to see the ramifications of it, I think, is next year. Just losing so many guys off this roster is going to be big, and we're going to have to replace quite a bit of them. But that's just where it is. And these days, with junior college kids and portal kids, I think we'll have to explore that a little bit and mix that in with some key high school guys.
Well, and again, you look at the game this week, Senior Day, Military Appreciation Day, top 25 matchup, and you look at Southeastern Louisiana. The one thing that jumped out at me when I was reading through the notes is how damn good they are on third down. I mean, I imagine you guys spent a lot of time this week on third down defense.
Yeah, and so where that starts is their quarterback. I mean, he's literally 6'7", 260 pounds. I mean, a guy that went to Arkansas – 6'7", and wait till you see the guy. I mean, it's super impressive. And you think too that they wouldn't run him and as much as they do, but I mean, he just piles forward on 3rd and 2 or less. I mean, they're running some kind of quarterback power, adding a gap into it with a running back, and he just falls forward. And so I think that's a bunch of. They stay ahead of the chains. They're super efficient. And then when they get in those 3rd and shorts, I mean, it's almost impossible not to let that big frame fall forward for a couple.
You know, I don't know if you watched any of the Spurs last night, but with Jakob Poeltl out, there was a size disadvantage. So Jason Kidd just put in Boban at 7-3, and the Spurs had no answer. I mean, what you're describing kind of reminds me of what I saw last night in the Spurs-Mavs game.
Yeah, it's tough, and too, Mike Leach used to say that God made football so big people could beat up little people, and to an extent, that there's some truth to that. And so he used to always tell me that for sure because I'm 5'7" and 165 pounds in college, and I thought I was 6'2", 250 pounds with my attitude, and so he reminded me that a lot when it's third and short and he'd take me out of the game. I'm complaining to him on the sideline and he'd look over to me in that weird voice and tell me that little line over and over. But yeah, I mean, I think size is a key in football. We see that, at every level. And so we're going to have to tackle him low. We're going to have to be physical and try to take those legs out as opposed to tackling this kid high.
Well, and again, I mean, obviously there's pressure on your defense, but your offense, with the exception of one game, has been incredible all year. And I know you're not going to change anything that you do to try to keep possession any longer. I mean, you're trying to score on every play.
Yeah, and two, I think, when we've been able to establish some run games this year, we've been basing. Last week was a key, component to that game. And we use tight end sets more than we have all year long. We were able to establish the line of scrimmage and kind of, not crazy long drives. But, we had a couple 4 and 5 minute touchdown drives, which, we played against a super fast team and Houston Baptist's tempo. So it's good to give the defense a rest. It's good to give them a little time to catch their breath. So if we're able to establish a run game and get that going, I don't care about anything but winning football games right now. So these stats are pointless to me. I mean, the commentators always want to ask me about Cam Ward and his touchdowns and all these records he's breaking. And I'm usually oblivious to all of them. So if the run game's working, we're not just going to slow it down and break the huddle with 10 seconds and snap at one. You're exactly right with that. But we will run the ball quite a bit if we can establish that run game. So
you're oblivious to all the records?
I'm not a record guy, and two, it's hard for me to keep up with them, for me to call the plays and script and continue to game plan and still handle day-to-day, head coaching duties and people coming in and out of my office all day. It's just, and I always like to reflect on them and after the season to kind of be able to sit down and kind of see where we are, where we compared and kind of study a lot of it. But yeah, right now I have no clue about what records that could be broken or are being broke.
Should I tell you that if you win this week, you will become the winningest coach in UIW program history?
Yeah, I mean, and so that comes along with it. So, I mean, at some point, that's going to happen. I mean, let's not act like this is some, this program's been around for, 100 and something years or something. I mean, so let's give me a break, a little pat on the back. I think I'm the third head coach and, this is year 4 for us, but actually, 3.5 if you don't count the COVID year. But yeah, I mean, I like where we're going as a program right now. I think we've been able to kind of change the stigma of this place and get a little bit of attention in this state, and it's carrying a little bit more nationally right now. But yeah, just excited about where this program's going, but we're only hitting the tip of the iceberg right now.
Eric Moore is head football coach of UIW, and the program doesn't seem like it's going to stay in the Southland Conference. Now, I don't know how much you can tell me about the stories we've heard about UIW moving up, but what can you tell us about UIW and changing conferences as the realignment puzzle continues to get reworked?
Yeah, and to be honest with you, and too, that's above my pay grade. We have a great president and a great athletic director that are making all those decisions just to put your institution in the best place for the future. And I think, it's just crazy to me that, we look, a couple months ago and this starts with one domino, almost like the butterfly effect, that movie. But it's, we're talking about Texas and Oklahoma, two of the most storied programs in the history of college football. And then you just have this domino effect that keeps spiraling downhill. And so I think everybody in the conference is just trying to look out for the best for their institution. And, those aren't my decisions right now are, what play to call on 3rd and 4th down. And the guys at the top, their decision are kind of to place this institution to be in the best place to be successful for the future. And so trust those guys, and we'll see where it all falls here in a couple of weeks.
That is a great long-winded not answer.
Thank you. Well prepared right there.
And I know, because until it happens, and I understand, but I like the idea that UIW, it appears that they're not just happy where they are standing pat, and kind of like what we've talked about with UTSA of what they have to do to increase their budgets to be able to move up and what they're doing. And it's going to be the same for UIW, for that growth to happen. The donor money has to be there. The budget has to go up. And I know you, based on our conversations, you'd love to get out of the bus league.
No doubt. And it's not rocket science. I mean, this has been documented for years. I mean, going back to, we have a coach here who's talking about his dad was coaching at North Texas in the 90s, and they were FCS playing against Boise State in the playoffs. I mean, when you're able to spend the money and build the facilities and recruit the players, we're in a hotbed location of recruits. I think once we're able to catch up and build some great facilities with our location, I think this is a gold mine of a job, and it'll continue with the upward trend. But, it just showed, from Oklahoma State to TCU to all these teams to even UTSA. Look where they are right now. And it's not a coincidence. They have this brand new race facility. They're playing in one of the nicest group of 5 venues in the nation. It's definitely something to be said about, spending money. And then, the football team in Texas is usually the front porch to the whole entire university. And you continue to grow holistically when your football team's pretty good.
Absolutely. And you guys are certainly doing everything you can. You had a great crowd last week for homecoming. Get a great crowd this week. It's a top 25 matchup, Southeastern Louisiana, coming in 2:00 at Benson Stadium. We've got a 4-pack of tickets to give away, but it's not just any 4 tickets. It's to the Cardinal Club. If you see UIW on TV, that stuff that looks like you're right on the field in the end zone, just out of the end zone, food, drinks, it's a lot of fun in there. 4-pack of tickets to that, the food, the parking. We'll give them to caller number 12 right now. You like that number, Coach? You like that one? 12?
Number 12, the Angry Elf was the nickname of 12 back in the day at Texas Tech.
Well, we will give them away to the Angry Elf. You got to be 5'7" or short. No, I'm kidding. 656 ESPN, 656-3776. As a 5'7" guy, I'm down with that. But again, caller number 12 right now. You're going to get those tickets for Saturday. Make sure you use them because, that Cardinal Club is a lot of fun. But you talk about getting the support of partners in that area. UIW has teamed up with Grunt Style, and I love this because this Saturday is Military Appreciation Day, and Grunt Style came in and said, you know what, if you're military, active duty, retired, or just a veteran, we're going to get you 4 free tickets. And it was, I think, set up just for this game, but then they made it for any athletic event for the rest of the year through the 2021-22 season, which is incredible. So if you're military, UIWCardinals.com/military, and you can get in free to any athletic event, which I think is incredible. That's a great partner for you guys to have.
Yeah, no doubt. And, pretty cool story this week is, our deep snapper, he walked on here, but he's active right now in the ROTC here. So he'll come out, incredible story. In the summers, he goes to boot camp, does everything he has to do. He'll lose a little weight. He'll come back. He's on full scholarship through them. But this kid's unbelievable. He'll go to the morning workouts with ROTC, doing all these crazy push-ups, time tests, this and that, and then come out and do a full day of working out with us. Great special teams player, great teammate. And so, we really respect the aspect of military people, especially in Military City, USA.
Absolutely. Coach, good luck this week. Always appreciate the time.
You have a great weekend.
Will do. Eric Morris, head football coach of UIW. Again, if you're military, take advantage of those free tickets. If you want to go to the game and support local, UIWCardinals.com/tickets or call 210-805-3000. 210-805-3000. And that is going to be one heck of a football game. Top 25 matchup in the FCS polls. It's going to be incredible.